Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to another installment of Scott Selections here for Wednesday, January 22nd. Before we get into today's Play of the Day, quick recap of what happened yesterday. We ended up picking up a Play of the Day winner with Villanova minus 3.5 against Butler. They pretty much coasted for the entire game. Butler went on a brief run in the second half, but Villanova ended up winning by double digits. That game was pretty much not a sweat whatsoever. So it was nice to get an easy Play of the Day winner. We're going to be looking for another Play of the Day winner here on Wednesday. And for today's card, decent amount of NBA going on. You also have some college basketball. A couple of ranked teams playing. I'll give out some leans on some of those games, but overall nothing was good enough on the college basketball card for Play of the Day. But there is one play in the NBA that I do like in particular, and we'll be giving that out. And the Play of the Day will be on the Los Angeles Lakers, minus 11.5, which is available on DraftKings at minus 110. First of all, there's a bit of a line disparity here if you compare DraftKings to FanDuel. FanDuel has the Lakers at minus 12.5, and DraftKings has the line 11.5, and most of offshore already has the Lakers at 12. So at 11.5, you're actually getting quite a steal, and that is why I like the line. I think this line will climb, probably to around 12 or so, closer to tip. But as right now, Lakers minus 11.5 and minus 110 on DraftKings is going to be the play of the day. Now, the main reasons why we like the Lakers in this spot, first of all, they've already played the Knicks once this year, and they won by 30. The Knicks, despite winning their last game against Cleveland, really just an awful team. They're 12-32. They have one of the worst records in the entire league. They have been getting a bit healthier lately, though, as Marcus Morris has returned to the lineup, but he's actually questionable for this game after playing the last couple. Morris missed a decent amount of time, as he ended up missing 5 games, then returned, and he scored 17 points since in every game. But he's currently questionable as he is dealing with an ankle injury, and one is not really sure how effective he will be if he ends up playing. Meanwhile, the Lakers are back to full strength, so to speak, for the most part. Rajon Rondo might not play in this game. He's probable, but you never know. But Anthony Davis has officially come back. He made his return against Boston in the last game. He only played 23 minutes because the Lakers ended up getting blown out by 32 points, but I think that he should be able to put in a good performance here against the Knicks. He might actually have a bit of extra motivation because the Knicks are the team that actually got him injured in the first place. So maybe you might see Davis take this game a little bit more seriously, as he might be motivated to put on a good performance. But overall, the Lakers got embarrassed in their last game against the Celtics by 32 points on the road. Now they haven't played since the 20th, so they've had a day to think about, the embarrassing loss that they had to deal with, and dealing with an awful team in the Knicks is definitely a good sign for the Lakers to bounce back here. They won the first meeting by 30. I think the Lakers will be very motivated to put in a good performance after losing to the Celtics in such embarrassing fashion, and I think they should be able to win this game pretty handily. Lakers just have the better overall team. I mean, nobody on the Knicks can guard LeBron or Anthony Davis. So let alone the two of them, I just think that's a huge problem for the Knicks. Plus, I just don't think the Knicks are going to score enough points against this Lakers defense. The Lakers are giving up 106.4 points per game. First meeting, the Knicks only scored 87 points. I just think this is a mismatch from top to bottom. Lakers are the deeper team, the better shooting team. They have the more athletic team. I just think this is a really bad matchup for the Knicks, so for that reason, play of the day will be on the Los Angeles Lakers, minus 11.5, which is available on DraftKings at minus 110. Now, looking at the rest of the leans on today's card, looking at the NBA, first of all, I'm actually going to lean to Atlanta plus the 3.5 here against the Clippers. Now, I know the actual names of the team might sound like you should take the Clippers, but Kawhi Leonard will not be playing, and Paul George is still injured, and Patrick Beverley is still injured, which means that your starting lineup for the Clippers is projected to be Lou Williams, then you have Shamet, Harkless, Patterson, and Zubac, and then you also have Harrell coming off the bench. I mean, Lou Williams is probably going to put in a really good game, but he doesn't play much defense, and I think the Clippers' defense will struggle with Kawhi's absence. I expect Trae Young to have a big game. I think the Hawks will play well at home. I think if they're going to win a game, this would be the good spot for them to do it. The fact that Kawhi's not playing shows that the coaching staff is kind of realizing that this game isn't the most important game on the schedule, and I think the Hawks will look to put in a good performance against one of the best teams in the NBA. So for me, I personally think that this game will be close, and I think Atlanta has the shot at winning the game. So for me, lean to the Hawks here against the injury-riddled Clippers for this spot. Other than that, though, looking at the rest of the card here, I'm going to take Denver plus the 9. I know this line is questionably high for a Rockets team that's been struggling, so this might look like a trap. I still think this is too many points. I mean, if you've watched the Rockets play over the last week or so, they have been really bad. I mean, there's no way else you can describe it. They've lost 4 straight. Each of those losses have actually been by 5 points or more. So, I mean, they've gotten blown out by 10 in 2 of those games. They lost by 9 in 1 of those games. And 3 of those games came at home. So they've really just struggled in front of their home fans lately. Denver, even though they have been missing some big pieces over the last couple of games, they're still doing pretty well as they have won 4 of their last 5 games, with 2 of those wins coming on the road. I think this game will be close. So I think Houston will win, yes, but at the same point, I just think that this spread is a bit too high. I think this line should be somewhere in the realm of 5, and I think 9 is kind of ridiculous. So for me, I think the Nuggets will keep this one close. I'm not backing the Rockets based on how they've played lately. Lean to the Nuggets on that one. Other than that, looking at the rest of the card here, don't really like anything else on today's card in terms of the NBA. New Orleans is interesting at 3.5 because you know that the fans will be very invested because it will be Zion's first game in his professional career. But I still think Zion's going to be on a minute restriction. I don't think he'll have a huge impact. Do I think he'll have a couple of flashy plays? Yes, and I'm sure you'll see his highlights 45 times on ESPN. But overall, the Pelicans have been playing better lately, but I still question how quickly Zion will gel in this offense, considering the fact that he has not actually played with the team since Summer League. So he's yet to have a lot of experience playing with the fellow starters. Just something to keep in mind. I'm going to pass on that game personally. Now, talking about college basketball, first of all, lean to the over once again with Citadel and Chattanooga. Citadel totals are in the 150s. I still think that's too low. I know that this year they haven't been as crazy to the over as they have in years past, but for me, I still think the number's too low. Lean to the over on that one. Other than that, lean to Louisville minus the 13 against Georgia Tech. Louisville playing really well. They're coming in off on a very high note after beating Duke in Cameron Indoor over the weekend. Definitely a very impressive win. I think that Georgia Tech, they have been struggling lately. I think Louisville should win this game handily. Lean to Louisville on that one. Other than that, looking at the rest of the college basketball card, what do I like here? I'm going to lean to Iowa minus the 5.5. Big Ten teams have dominated at home. The fact that a 19-seeded team is playing at 24 and the 19 is favored by 5.5 is a bit concerning for Rutgers. I think Iowa should be able to put in a good performance in front of the home crowd. Lean to Iowa on that one. Other than that, not really much else to talk about for me. Those are pretty much all the games that I actually like. Play that I once again will be on the Lakers minus 11.5, which is available on DraftKings at minus 110. That's going to be the installment of Scott Selections here for Wednesday, January 22nd. Good luck to all of you and your respective bets today. Bye, everyone.